Welcome back. Well, of course, at this time of year, we're focusing on the issue of gender-based violence. One of the hidden forms of abuse can be financial abuse, when an intimate partner has control of the other partner's access to economic resources. Makes it very difficult for someone to actually support themselves and can sometimes force them to depend on the perpetrator financially. Somilla Gogoba is the team leader at the debt management company Milaw Legal. Somilla, good afternoon to you, and thank you for your time. You talk about the financial abuse of people. What kind of abuse are you talking about?
Afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. We're talking about the financial abuse is when people rely on their partner to sustain them financially. It being they're taking credit out of the name, it being their partners are not able to take any credit because your partner has a bad credit record. So those are the forms of financial abuse where people are maybe not finding any employment because they just want to depend on their partners. That's what we mean when we talk about financial abuse.
I've heard of some cases where, for example, if two people are earning and they're living together, maybe they have a family, often the salary of the man, for some reason, will go into paying the bond and the mortgage and things like that. The salary of the woman goes into the household costs, so the food, for example, school uniforms, things like that. If they split up, the man says, well, look at all the money I put in the bond, it's my money, and all the money that the woman has contributed isn't accounted for in the same way. Is that a problem?
It is a big problem because something that South Africans are not necessarily catering for is that all these unsecured debt and unsecured loans that the women then take care of, those ones actually cost more because men will take care of the assets, they'll take care of the car, they'll take care of the bonds, the personal loans, the food, the credit cards, the everything else, the children, child care duties and everything else will then fall under the woman. And that, as much as it's not seen as an asset, but then because it holds so much weight, that's where you will find that there's so much strain on the woman's back with having so many debts that they need to take care of and it not seen as a proper debt to manage, if for lack of a better word. Because as you also mentioned now, men will take care of the cars, they will take care of the homes, and that's seen as property, that's seen as assets. And all the little things that then the woman then take care of are seen as little. And that's the biggest thing because they form a big part of the financial crisis that we're currently facing in South Africa.
How can a woman protect herself? I mean, is it mostly women who are victims of this? What can she do to make sure that she's not financially abused in this way?
Firstly, a woman can do self-protection. That is ensuring that they secure their PINs, their banks, that they can do credit protection where they secure, they get fraud alerts so that if there's someone else who's currently using their cards, then they're able to get those notifications. They can do a credit booster improvement where they ensure that they pay their debts timelessly each and every month. They can also manage their credit utilization ratio because that's also important.
Somilla Gogoba, thank you. Team leader at the debt management company Milaw Legal. Really do appreciate the time.